Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's YouTube Tuesday with myself, Jason, here at Barnabas Junction. How are you all? Hope you're all doing well. Plenty of you already in the chat to join us this evening. Just got a few trains running to start off the show. There's the TPE passing by. Been a busy more day for me, actually. I've just had a visitor drop in to see the layout. Little clue on that person is displayed right in the distance there on the post. See if anyone can work out who they were. Well, they will be joining us shortly in the chat to say hello. Nice TPE. So let's have a big shout out then to everybody that's in the chat right now. Excuse me. So let's see who we can say hello to. So good evening to Arthur Humphreys. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction. He said he's heading into the loft. So he says hello to everybody in the chat. Hot Dog Andy. Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Good evening, Andy. H&H Express Model N Scale Trains. Hi. Mick of Edgley Park, good evening to you. Digger Evans and Flymo, my mega modders. Good evening to you. Cheers for joining in. Mousehole Rail, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. And there's our guests for tonight. RGJ Trains, they're in the chat. Rob and Grace, they will be joining us very soon. Who else have we got? Clydebridge Station Robert, good evening to you. And also Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Who else is in? RGJ Trains. Grace will do most of tonight's talking as she usually does. Flymo's saying hello. How do, sir? Peter Jackson of Cheadle Heath. Great to see you at Macclesfield show recently, Peter. As always, thank you very much also for joining us tonight. People are all saying hello to one another. A better day in most places. I hope we all get a bit of sunshine. It's been lovely here today, Flymo. That's Braden Junction. Good evening to everyone in the chat. Good evening to you, sir. Hemel Model Railway Mark. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Train spotting with Dan. Fixed internet issues, hopefully, he says. Thank you for joining us, Dan. Who else have we got in? Clive Cabold from Ireland. Good evening, Clive. Thanks for joining us. Who else can we say hello? Good evening. Dave Smith. Good evening, Dave. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Ian Fraser, just up the road, Ian, from us. Yes, thank you for joining us again, Ian. Pleasure for you to be here. Don't forget my mate says train spotting with Dan. What's the chances of me getting Chris Green of North Southeast fame to visit my layout this year and repeat the naming ceremony he done on 47701? In 1991, but this time in double O gauge, says Robert of Clydebridge. People saying hello to one another. Mike at Putnam Junction and also Southern Train Girl. Good evening to you both. Cheers for joining us. So how has everybody been? Last week was an early special out and about YouTube Tuesday as we did catch the Deltic. Let me just turn the audio off on that. We did catch the Deltic last week. Yeah, I had a few internet issues with the stream again. Hopefully, we'll be able to rectify that. I think I found the problem. So more on that. So we'll be doing some test live streams coming up soon. Now we've got some good weather. It'd be nice to get out and do them. So yeah, apologies for those that did tune in, but got a poor quality image. But it was okay for some of it. But it was enjoyable. First time I've actually got to see a Deltic in operation on the tracks. Dan says, internet issues still not fixed for me. Oh, dear, Dan. Bernie, good evening, Bernie. Cheers for joining us. Hope you're well, Bernie. How's the old ticking away? Hope it's ticking away strong. Everyone's saying hello to one. What is the problem, Barnabas, with the internet issues from the Deltic? Right, the internet issues, it seems to be, and I did put a post out earlier on my community tab, it seems to be my network provider. I'm with giffgaff for my mobile network, which piggybacks on the O2 service. Don't know if anyone else has this issue, so it'd be interesting to know if you do. But I found out that they've got data issues. It seems to me that O2 are restricting, compressing their data. I have had a word with giffgaff over it, and they said they're looking to fix the issue in the coming future. But at the moment, they've said they recommended me to connect to hotspots when out and about, which is not always possible when you're in the middle of nowhere. So I've acquired some another SIM card for another network, and thankfully my phone has the capability of dual SIMming. So I'm going to be doing some testing on another network to see if that does rectify the issue. If it does, then we know that is the problem. But I've done so many tests, changing settings on my phone, on YouTube, just on everything, trying to use alternative software as well, alternative devices, but all to no avail. Still have the same problem. So I say I've had a word with giffgaff. They've put it down to their network. It has problems. So we're going to try on a different network just for that upcoming live stream. So we're out and about, that is. So fingers crossed, all will be sorted, because the issue actually only developed in the last 5 or 6 months. Before that, my live streaming was crystal clear. So it was odd. It was odd. Sunshine Girl O2 is crap for signal for its own users. Yeah, I've since found that out. It's not brilliant, and obviously giffgaff piggyback on the O2 network. It turned out is not fantastic anyway around here. So stand by for future out and about live streams. Doing some tests with another network provider. Fingers crossed it cures it, and then obviously that means we fixed it, and we can enjoy out and about live streams much better, much crystal clear images. So today we do have some special guests joining us. We are going to see joining us very soon, Rob and Grace of RGJ Trains. They're going to be telling us a little bit about their model railway story, their history into their model railways, why, what, when, and where it's all heading to. And also, they may even find out who is the secret modeler. We'll have to wait and see, because it's RGJ Trains, isn't it? Who's the J we're going to be inquiring about? So maybe they'll tell us a little bit of that. But we're looking forward to speaking with those very shortly. They will be joining us on the stream. Right, before we go any further, let's do the usual and say a big thank you to all my channel supporting members. Yes, you can become a channel member, help support the channel, and get access to behind the scenes perks, lots of perks as well, available out there. Please do check out the channels that do help support this channel. I do appreciate their support and greatly appreciate them supporting by becoming a channel member. If you would like to become a channel member from as little as 99 pence a month, there is a link in the description of each and every video, and also on the main homepage of the channel. Well, thank you very much to every single one in this list. You'll find links to their channels in the description area down below of this video and other ones on this series. But not forgetting also the huge thank you to Danny of Junction for being a supporter, also over on Patreon. If you want to have a look at the Patreon, you can find a link on the channel front page for Patreon. You can same perks, same options, as well as the channel memberships. Up to you which you prefer if you want to help support. But it is free to support the channel by being a subscriber. Just click the subscribe button on any channel, as well as this one, and click the bell. Select all so you don't miss any update, uploads, posts, etc., etc. For coming from this channel. Stanover Model Railway is in. Good evening to you. Thank you. And Leslie Gilpin Railways. I'm in a mobile not spot unless I walk down the lane, he says. Good evening. Cheers for joining us. Chris Job of Hernborough, double O gauge model railway. Good evening, Chris. Cheers for joining us. Just checking on something. Yes, Chris, I would like to send my condolences to yourself and the family for the recent loss to the family. Newland Railway is in. Good evening, Newland. Thank you for joining us. Remember, tickle that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button, click it, smash it, bash it, whatever you want to do it, paint it. The mound is looking good, says Peter. I'll take you in for a close-up because I've done a lot more on it. It's really, really taking shape beautifully. And the visitor that's just been, he's just literally jaw dropped. He said, that's absolutely stunning, he says. He says, seeing it on video or in photographs does not give it justice. Seeing it for real with his own eyes, he was like, wow, that is excellent. Trevor! Greetings, sire. Good evening, Trevor. Cheers for joining us. I'm going to just do something, actually. I'm going to do this. Yep, there we go. Just added another moderator to the channel. So how many of you have clicked that thumbs up? Many of you? Are you looking forward to our guests? If you are, let's see some thumbs ups in the chat. Thank you, Jason. No problem, Chris. Was feeling for you. Howdy all. How are we, says Trevor? We are well. Just giving the like button a good hiding. Good man. Give it a good slap. And if you're not liking this stream, hit that thumbs up twice. Really hit it twice. That's the best thing if you're not enjoying this stream. Wow, promotion. Thanks, says Trevor. Yes, welcome, Trevor, to the channel. New latest. I've given you the spanner. I've given you the power. New moderator to the channel. Right. So, what have I been doing over the past few weeks? Well, yes, I've been working a little bit more on this embankment, giving it another good seeing to, adding more brambles to it. As you can see, just tilt it down. I've now done all the way up to the ends, overgrown across the sides of the fencing. The fencing is all out of wash as well. Filled in a little bit of the gaps as well. There was a gap there, and giving it a lot more of a coverage. Let me just take the camera. So we're now all the way across to where the signal box. I do like the patchiness of it. As far as there, we've done now. So yeah, it's really, really looking the part. Let's just get the view of the trains going by. Smashing. Imagine it. That's what it used to look like, that mound there. That's now what it looks like. So stunning stuff. Excellent. So if you're wanting to know more about how that embankment has been progressing, obviously look back at previous live streams on these YouTube Tuesday. We did do really in depth on working on that. But yeah, it is looking stunning, and it's making me want to add more of this polyfiber brambles to a lot more of the layout. Really does look great, says Simon. Thank you. Looks class, that. No worries. Cheers. Thank you very much. Hi, Alan. Are you in the loft now, Al? Brereton. Anybody else I've not said hello to? Already tickled it, says Brereton. Thank you very much. So did anybody go to Statfold Barn show last weekend? Did you enjoy it? Did your wallet not enjoy it? Your bank balance not enjoy it? Probably not. I do know quite a few people that did go, and they said they really, really enjoyed it. Yes, I did on the Sunday, says Simon. Anybody else joined it? Well, we're just setting up. Yes, indeed, they are setting up. I can see them down in the basement getting ready to come and join us. It's looking good, filling in well, really standing out and up. Fantastic. So when they're ready, I'll get plenty of thumbs up from them so we can then bring them into the stream. Question, Little Freddy. Oh, Trevor, yes. Little Freddy has been playing with my N-Gauge and I need to get a little loop for him to play on. Anyone got some cheap that they don't want N-Gauge track? I'll just add that bit in because you missed that. Please give Trevor a shout, please. Trevor, drop an email address in that they or a link how they can get in touch with you. Best of, so they can get directly in touch with you. But yeah, Trevor's looking for a small amount of N-Gauge track just to create a little bit of a small loop for Little Freddy. Just answering. All right. We've got private chat. Let's just see what the guys are doing. We're going to have to put them in the gimbal so the chat maybe sideways here already. Rightio. I was working on the car and the truck's part of my model on Stranraer Harbour today. Yes, I've seen some of your latest pictures, Clive. Thank you very much for sending them over. They're stunning. Technical difficulties. Bear with us. No problem. Just give us some thumbs up. Plenty of thumbs ups when you're ready, and we'll bring you in. Remember, when joining the stream, have your YouTube volume turned down so we don't get any feedback. Right, we've got some thumbs up. So, please welcome the absolutely incredible couple have joined the hobby recently, and just a bit of a phenomenon, really. How and we'll talk about it very soon. But if you remember, a few weeks ago on this YouTube Tuesday, I gave a brand new channel that I discovered a shout out, and it was highly appreciated. But it's gone way above and beyond what I anticipated, because that's how good these shout outs can be for channels. Train Freak, hello, Jason. The Train Freak is in there showing off from one Jason to another, showing off his membership for the channel, 31 months. Well done, Jason of the Train Freak. Thank you very much. Eagle Creek's also in. Hello and welcome. Yes, get a shout out for these pair. RG Trains on YouTube, a little channel I found, which ain't so little anymore. I'm going to stop the trains there so I can hear everything. I'm going to switch the camera to myself. So let's bring me into the stream. Good evening, everybody. Yes. So I'd like to introduce to you the phenomenon in the YouTube scene at the moment, RGJ Trains, aka Rob and Grace. Good evening, everybody. All of you.
Thanks very much, Jason. Before we do get started, I think most of this success wouldn't be anywhere near it is if it wasn't for your shout out.
I would say just a little bit of a pinch towards the success. But that's what happens. That's the whole point of doing shout outs on my YouTube Tuesday, is to get channels noticed that otherwise may go hidden under the carpet as such. And for you, that's exactly what has happened. Just tell everybody what's happened this week.
This week, or well,
no, it is. It's this week.
It's for last week, isn't it? Yeah, we've obviously been posting videos, and since you did a shout out, you know, loads of your followers have come over. I did a live the same time as you, not deliberate, but we obviously did a video a week ago now, and from that video, it just went up. We're almost at 2,000 followers now in a week. The views on that one video is, what was it, 50 something?
It's at 53,000.
It's just climbing and climbing. But as Rob said, you know, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have even got on that radar, you know, all the algorithms and all that. But you were the ones that gave us the boost. You and everyone on your channel that's just amazing and come over to me and Rob and just helped us. And it's just...
And conspired to put me under a patio as well.
Yes, that is a bit of an ongoing little bit of a joke that happened earlier on in your streams, didn't it? Yeah. In fact, I think it was the one where you actually went live, because I rewatched it afterwards. It was a serious live. It was a serious live stream right at the beginning, but it went on and it got quite comical, and then it just went really, really hilarious. So I was I don't know how people were during the actual live stream than physically were themselves, what they were laughing at, but I was laughing my head off at the replay. It was hilarious. The pair of you are a comedy act. I'll give you that. You're a brilliant comedy act, and you are so fun for the hobby. You brought a bit of, I would say, a bit of a fun, more new fun element into the hobby.
Well, as long as your viewers understand that's not just the live streams or anything like that. When we're out on the ambulance, when we're just together, this is what we're like. It's
people must laugh at us seeing us on the cab just with each other and just thinking, what on earth? Digger as well, I've just noticed you put up our link to our page, so thank you.
Yes.
I'm being secretary and keeping an eye on the comments, you say. So.
Well, for those that you don't know, this is RG Train's YouTube channel. If I remember rightly, when I did the shout out, in fact, just while you just chat, just to explain to everybody about the numbers showing.
Right. When you did the shout out, I think when you first looked before your live, you checked it at 404. When you did the live a couple of hours later, I think it was 414.
I'm just scrolling back now.
I think it was something like that, just there or thereabouts. And then a lot of your fantastic members. Well, I think the first thing we knew about it was someone commented on one of ours. Hi, just come over here from Barnabas Junction, and we were like, "What's Barnabas Junction?" No disrespect to you, Jason.
No. Don't
take your foot out my mouth. We spent a while trying to dig around, you know, because we were waiting for people to answer. We were so desperate for people to answer.
Like, who is this?
And then we found your page, your channel, and then someone replied saying, "Oh, he did it on a live stream." And we're like, "What live stream?" Because we hadn't had a chance to look through your page, your channel yet.
Yeah.
And then I think it was one of your regulars, if I remember. He said, "Oh, it's so-and-so live stream." So we actually flicked through that live stream, and then the numbers started to go up from there. And I think, was it a week last Friday, Grace? A week last Friday, I think we just hit in the morning at 500 subscribers.
Oh, we couldn't believe it even then.
Excuse me.
I'm just looking back. When I did the shout out, you were on 413.
Right. I was close. One hour.
Now, Grace, you put a video out saying thank you for 500 subscribers, didn't you?
Yeah. I think we just, even then, it was just crazy because we actually had someone comment and we put that video, and next thing they're commenting 500, you're over 1,000. And we were like, yeah, that was a couple of days ago.
So it just shows, I'm not being big or anything, because I still say it was only a small percentage of the encouragement for people to find your channel. Obviously, that's what I aim to do. Because I don't get many viewers on my channel, but those viewers obviously tell others, and that's what it's about. It's about telling the whole community. It's just blows out. But yeah, you did that 500 subscriber thank you video and already hit 1,000 on the video from that video.
Yeah, it was. But
well, we actually typed, well, it was 500 when we made the video. And I think it was 2 days later it hit 1,000.
And look at it today.
We're just looking now.
I think a few have said on there that they are subscribing. So it is appreciated to everyone new. Welcome to the channel. I know everyone says their names.
I don't know if you guys can see that, if I can hold that in the right place on the camera.
Just zoom in.
He's got it on there.
2003.
Can you see that? Have I zoomed in on the screen? There we go. Oh, it's showing. Oh, so it's gone up even more for you. It's showing for me 1.99. So pretty much 2,000 subscribers. So again,
2003.
This just shows for those that you are struggling with subscribers, you need to follow these pairs way of doing stuff. Consistency, uploads is key. Now, when I say uploads, I don't say live streams. I mean uploads. Live streams, like I do, don't bring many views, subscribers. They bring some in, but not uploads. To me, videos is the key to earning views and more subscribers, getting the word out there for the YouTube algorithm to let people know about your channel. So these Rob and Grace, they put numerous videos out, and their reward is 2,000 subscribers in hardly any time at all, really.
About 3 months.
Well, January we really started posting, but even then, January was just the restoration of the shed. Was it March? End of March, middle of March at the train. February, March time was when the train content started, and I think initially people were enjoying the shed layout, but everyone was just looking forward to getting the layout started, and it has just climbed from there. It's just been an amazing journey, you know, and the community itself is just amazing. The amount of help we've had.
Yeah.
The live I did, what was it, a couple of nights ago was just hilarious. It was building a kit. I had practice with the fire station, but I was just having help on there, and it was
shout out to Jerry.
Yes, if it wasn't for Jerry, you know, everyone was comical, everyone was encouraging, because you know we've had a few interesting weeks. Those of you that know our channel know, you know, Rob's mum's been unwell. There's just been a few different things. So I think maybe shouldn't have done it that night, but if it wasn't for everyone, you know, it was amazing that even on a tough day, everyone was there and just brilliant. And yeah, Jerry was just amazing. He downloaded me instructions and going through with me.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
I've just done a refresh, as in Hi in the chat just said, do a refresh. It's now showing 2K. There you go.
Oh, GWR Buckley as well. Rob Grace, how high is it?
There we go. So yes, I put out to anybody that's got any questions to get them over to us in the chat. So there is already if anybody's got any questions for Rob and Grace while they're here, please drop them in the chat so that they stand out. Can you please put in a capital Q before you ask your question, just so that I can see them in the chat, so I can really bring them out. So I'm just going to scroll back. We'll just go back through the chat because there's a lot of people that have joined since. So good evening to everybody that's joined the stream since we started. This is Rob and Grace of RGJ Trains on YouTube. John A. Dawson's in there. Good evening to you. Cheers for joining us. The Growler's in as well. GWR Buckley Junction, another good evening to you. Eagle Creek said hi to you, Ben. So, Mouse Holder says, hi, Rob and Grace, subscribed to your channel about a few hours ago, and I'm looking forward to watching your progress. Looking at any questions. Let's see if we can find the first question. People saying hi and hi. Oh, just seen someone else come in there. So huge congratulations, everyone's saying, for the 2,000 subscriber cap being reached. Are you gonna do anything special for 2K subs? Are we going to have Are we going to have a running session? Is that loop done yet, Rob? Or is that still a subject?
It turned out to pick on Rob time. Yeah. And if I'm going suitably red now, Jason, it's because of the glowing heater behind the camera. I'll blame it on that. We have had previously the outer loop running, but it's been laying down the cork now. I think, if I remember right, all the cork's down on the outside.
Yeah.
So I just need to pin that down. So hopefully this week, we're going to do another episode this week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, there's enough of it around that we can have at least one loco running on that.
So I think the first question I can find is from GWR Bucket of Junction. It's Robin Grace. How high is the top of your incline?
The incline is the maximum height on it is 4.5 inches. I haven't got my head on to convert that to millimeters. So that's why I think shown in one of the videos, I had to adjust the height of the raised areas.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's the wooden top, where obviously where the incline reaches. That's because I think you've used a certain set that's got an extra incline piece in it of the Woodland Scenic stuff, I believe.
Yeah. The full incline measures 12 foot, I think it is, which leads to a 3% incline.
How far? I'll throw a question. How long is the actual incline? Have you measured that from start to finish?
It says on the box 12 foot. I haven't measured it myself.
Yes, just looking now. I've just seen another question actually. Good evening, Howard Promfit, joining us in the chat. I've just seen. And also Andy Dobson. Good evening, Andy. Here we go. I've got a question from Simon of Model Railway Showcase. Are you modelling any era or just going to run any loco on the layout?
But we based it on the 80s. Dad was one of the main reasons being is because I've got 3 Intercity 125 HSTs.
Oh, lovely.
From my teens, as the great Grace demonstrates. And I wanted to see them running after they hadn't been running for nearly 40 odd years. So it was more set on that.
And I think that follows on with the next question, which was from Mousehole Rail. Do you have any model trains?
We certainly do. We'll grab a few.
You have your Inters.
There's a green one. We're just trying to field them up, so if you don't mind entertaining your forward for a minute.
Okay.
Have you ever got a diesel unit somewhere?
I think the answer is yes.
Right. We've got the 125s. There's 3 of those. We have
good old
that diesel unit, which was... Sorry, go on.
Class 58 Bone?
Yes, it is. That was Grace's brothers.
Is that from the old Midnight Freight set?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If anyone wants to correct me on that.
Is that your? Yeah, there's your brother's one.
I don't know. You've got the red.
We do have the old green faithful.
That's a pattern. If I'm right, I'm not very. I'm inexperienced on my train types, apart from the modern stuff. I think that's a pannier tank. Am I right?
I'll take your word for it. Maybe one of your viewers can correct us.
I'm sure they will.
We do have another diesel unit, which I will try to find in a moment. And this one, I'm trying to hold it in front of the camera. This is an old 3-track Hornby, and I apologise for murdering the word, Hornby Dublo set. That was actually given to us by someone local. And she was in her 60s, and she said the last time it came out was when she was about 10 years old.
Right.
So, go on.
Now, you always lose things and I find them. Yeah. Is that what
That's another diesel unit.
Oh, it's a Hymec.
And this one, our silent partner bought as a present for us, John.
Yes, so that's the silent J in the RGJ trains. It's another modeler which we haven't yet seen, and it's silent. But I do believe John is an N-gauge modeler.
Yes, he is. He started off very much of the attitude, well, I don't see why anybody gets interested in these things.
Oh,
And he had a, what, 6x4? Is it 6x4?
you're asking me.
I think it's about a 6x4 board. And we're actually looking at the pictures a few weeks back, and it's bare board.
Right.
It's just over a year old, and it is the most stunning town scene. If I find some of the videos, I'll ask him obviously, but I'll attach some videos into one of our episodes. It's the most gorgeous town scene. The guy is an electronics wizard and now a rail wizard, because all of my locos and the coaches he's had apart, cleaned. Paste was one of the words he used for the oil inside.
Yeah.
That bad.
Yeah, I know exactly how you are with that one. Yeah. So
he's the absolute genius.
That is the secret behind the trains. Is John is N-Gauge model there of RGJ trains. So will we see any of the N-Gauge appear on the channel then?
I think we've obviously got to have a word. I think he'd be happy for that. He's just a bit camera shy in himself, so I'm not sure he'll appear on the videos.
Yeah.
But we will always mention him, but we will actually have a word with him maybe about getting some of his N-Gauge. But I can't speak tonight.
N-Gauge.
But getting some of the N-Gauge on there, but obviously that's entirely down to him whether he does. Maybe some of the local modelers might know of him because they go to Rudland Models, but we will have a word with him possibly tonight and just see what he thinks and whether he's happy.
John, if you're watching, hello from us all.
We're hoping he's watching, yeah.
Following on from the trains, Trevor's asking, have you got any Deltics?
Again, at the moment, it's what we've got here, what we've shown. At the moment.
Next question. Crikey, the questions are coming in. I'm trying to keep up with them. H&H is asking, what is the total length of the track and how many turnouts point work? How many points?
Points, none as of yet. Fail. No, we haven't got the points in yet. I haven't decided what I'm doing there yet. Feet of track, again, unsure of, but it's covering 2 8x4 boards and 1 4x4 board. It's going up.
Quite a large area.
It's going down. It's basically going down one side and coming back up the other and looping back round.
Is it kind of doing the loop in like a figure of 8, but inside itself? Is it one continuous track, or is it going to be 2 tracks?
If you don't mind a bit of a shaky camera, I can give a quick tour.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay,
excuse a mess. We started tidying, but not quite finished. It's what happens when I leave.
Any layout room has to be a mess. You want to see mine? There's scenic stuff everywhere.
Right, so it starts off near the shed door. The outside one goes straight up, and there is a piece missing over there. That's currently being glued up with cork. Comes across to a Hornby bridge, which I must admit I do regret buying. Comes back over this way, back down another 12-foot incline, and excuse the laptop, back round there. And as you can see, there is an inside line which is currently being laid down. That one is staying flat.
Okay.
The points are going to be going on that.
You know what you missed.
But we've also got just a straight loop of the 3-track.
Oh, right. We incorporating
going under the board.
Right.
That's for the old girl. But that one, what was I going to say? That was
totally Dublo.
Dublo. I never remember which it is. I'll be quite. Oh, bear with me. I'm trying to snap this back in.
Don't break it.
Oh. And we're going.
Right, let's crack on with the questions that are really coming in. Next one from Robert of Clybridge. What area or region are you set in? Presumably he's talking your location, which I know the answer to, or is he on about the actual layout itself? I'm not sure.
Our location
No, we're not sure if he means region you're setting, whether he means the track or whether he means.
If he means what region, they're in the north. They're in North Wales. If you mean the layout, is the layout featured on any particular region?
Yeah, in North Wales, on the wonderful island of Anglesey. The region, again, some of your followers will already know this. The history behind it with Dad being a fireman. Anybody from North Wales will be quite aware of the Britannia Bridge fire in 1971. And Dad started battling that fire from the Bangor side. So we're going to try and base this in the sort of Bangor, very loosely, the Bangor, North Wales area. So we're going to have to go down with 2 language signs. What's the bilingual signs? That was the word I was looking for.
You were thinking of a word then.
The bilingual signs and everything like that. And again, going back to John, John is side writing the models up for us that are going to be involved in the crash scene that we're going to be building.
Oh, fantastic. I'm looking forward to all this. Obviously, a layout is never built, and a Rome was never built in a day. So this layout, just like everybody else's, could be under construction for many months, years to come. So a lot of the planning is there, and a lot of the progress is taking place, I presume. When Grace has finished the patio.
Yeah, all right. Forget about the patio, and I blame Andy. I think he was one of the main instigators with that. So me and Andy are having words.
Me and Andy are fine. So you've got a slight problem.
So next question then is from Partick Hill Station. That's Charlie McGowan. Hi all. Here is a question. Who was first into model railways from the two of you?
Probably me. My dad was an absolute diamond. I never had a piece of model railway that I didn't want. You know, my dad was the big woodworker. How I've managed to do this, I don't know. My dad was the big woodworker, and I had a big wooden box full of model railway stuff. And then as I went on, where kids are getting bought things, I had my dad built things for me, like bridges and garages and everything like that. Sadly, down the way, a lot of the stuff's gone missing, but as I say, these 3 125s I've managed to keep hold of. Should my dad have still been around now instead of in the care home, it would have been my dad building and doing all of the woodworking. Because, well, this shed that we're in is Dad's shed. And there literally wasn't a woodworking tool in here that you didn't need. Everything was to hand, everything was laid out in its place. And if Mum ever wanted a bird box or anything like that, he would knock up the most gorgeous bird boxes and everything. Yeah. Which is why we came to the decision, if some of your viewers caught us, we asked my mum, what do you want to call the layout? And obviously we're known as RGJ trains, but everybody's has got, like yours has got Barnabas Junction and things like that. And it was my mum that came out with David Junction, which again, tribute to Dad. And I don't want to make it, you know, my dad is still around. I will make that 190% clear. But it's a tribute to him because he literally is my hero. Yeah.
And if it wasn't for your dad, there wouldn't be any layout today because of the shed.
No, there wouldn't be.
So the layout is David Junction. For those that you don't know what the word David means, it means David. But yeah, it's Welsh for David, which I actually prefer that version, the way that's said. I am a little bit of Welsh. I've got a little bit of Welsh in me. I'm originally from Wales, North Wales myself, family. So yeah, David Junction is the layout. And I really am looking forward to the progress of the layout. Let's move on with the next question, because these questions are really coming in thick and fast. Here's the next one, and that's actually about the incline. Have you tested it?
We have tested it only with the small green loco and with the diesel units and the 125s locos only. As yet, I haven't tested it with the 125 and the carriages, but I'm aiming to keep the 125 carriages on the flat surface.
Yeah.
And then just either have the diesel units pulling wagons or the old green one pulling wagons up the inclines. And they do, to be honest, I need to put more wagons on there because she's going up there too fast.
Oh, right. Excellent stuff. Look forward to it. Right. Next question is from Peter Jackson. Is it going to be DC or DCC?
DC at the moment.
Everyone's been asking, haven't they?
We've had a few people ask this question. It's DC at the moment because obviously we're still learning. 2,000 subscribers or not, we are still learning about everything. We can't even name these logos. You know, you beat us to that, mate.
I have had it confirmed. It was a pannier tank, by the way.
Thank you very much, whoever said that. Maybe DCC down the line, but there's no plans as yet.
Well,
Fantastic
we need to
stuff.
get the layout running first before we even think about DCC.
Just a quick one from Bernie. Any Class 66s? Well, I think we've already had that one answered. Well, will you get any Class 66s? I'll ask that.
Someone please tell me what a Class 66 is. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to grab one?
Let's have a look.
There was a
Class 66. A shed.
Oh. Bear with me, I don't have my glasses on.
What are you looking for?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them posted when I bought them out.
Again,
the Class 59 that looks almost identical as well. But they're known as sheds. That's their nickname, sheds. Because they look like sheds. They look like they got shed roofs.
Yeah.
Is
that the same as that?
I think I've got about 6 of them. Yeah, very similar. The 58s are very similar.
All right.
The reason why they're called a bone is because the centre of the locomotive is narrower than the cabs. And that's why it's called a bone, because it looks like a dog bone.
I'm with you. Yeah, you can see that.
Class 70s look very similar to the 58s. Next question. Andy, actually. Good old Andy. Where is Robin Grace originally from?
Well, myself, I'm from down south, down in Kent, and the only good thing that came out of my ex was I ended up in North Wales, moved to the island. Whether it was a good thing, I met this one here. And the favourite rest is history, really, but best decision I ever made moving here, to be honest.
For those of you who are watching, if the screen suddenly goes a bit blurred, it's because something's going on.
Someone else is going under the patio now. Grace and Andy.
Just trying to change this. So how do I do this? There we go. That's better. That's better. Moving on then. Next question. Scrolling through the question. What's this one? Question. Do you have a track plan?
We did. We're now on sort of plan, what is it, X, Y, something like that?
I think we're way past it, to be honest.
Yeah, we're inventing a whole new alphabet.
Well, I can just to put your mind at rest. I'm this layout, minus the little bits of changes that have happened along the way. This is the 11th incarnation of the layout. So don't worry if you're only on 6.
Well, I think for us, the biggest thing, to be honest, was we had all these brilliant ideas. And obviously, we're used to seeing John's end gauge. And suddenly we put all the buildings out, just put them out on the table. And we went, there's not a lot of room here. So to be honest, that's why plans have changed. And, we've got the added layers. And so I can still see it changing. So I think we've given up going, well, the plan for this week, because it's a weekly change. So we've just given up.
Just looking through. Oh, yeah, Andy's just put this. Grace did a Robert. Not sure about that. Finnerton Central is just letting us know he's home. Yes, for those that you didn't recognise my little earlier post, Brian of Finnerton Central did come and visit a little earlier today. He'd been up to see the Brambles in person. He says he was like, wow. Finding out if there's any more questions from anybody. Here we go. We've got one actually from Brian. What's Grace's favourite part of modelling?
To be honest, obviously for me, I was always brought into this for my arty sense. You give Rob a bit of paper arty and stickman, maybe.
That's pushing it.
Hangman.
Maybe.
Depends how you are sometimes. So for me, it was definitely getting that arty sense in, and I've always liked things like dioramas. I'll watch for videos on YouTube. So when Rob started the layout, it's obviously for me, a lot of it gone over my head. And granted, as it's gone on, I'm learning more. You know, yesterday, it was just still a bit mad, so I didn't get to lay any of the cork, and I was gutted. You know, so I'm getting there slowly, but definitely the scenery. I enjoy doing the little farm. I know I still haven't posted a video, but because it was using bits that I already had, now we've bought extra bits. It's going to be nice to just completely start from scratch. You've seen in a video my big farm that I have now. It went from a little tiny square
to a mountain.
And seeing all the model people in Rudland stores, I was like, yep, I can use these. And even though I haven't got a full use from you, I'm like, yep, I want these and these and these. But I'm getting told off for having too many horses.
Why?
She's got way too many.
You can make a stable, have a stables and have a paddock with horses going round. You could even put a race course in.
I have 2 stables, so I don't just have one. I have room for them.
How many horses do you have?
I don't actually know, but
You've got too many.
You can never have too many horses.
Jason, help me out here.
No, I've got about 6. Is that too many?
No.
Is that not enough?
Keep climbing. No, we were given the lady that gave us a load of the buildings. She gave me a shout the other day. Oh, I've got a little bit of scenic stuff for you. Right, okay, so pop back up there, a lovely cup of tea. Caroline and Steve, wasn't it?
I think it was Steve.
Yeah, Caroline and Steve. They come out with all this stuff, and I actually came back with, you know, these big storage boxes.
Yeah.
One of those and one of those extra large bags for life, full of scenic stuff. Wow. And in that was rather a lot of horses, sheep, and cows. How can somebody get so excited about a farm? I don't know.
Because it's got horses.
Great.
Unless I can have a Shetland in my garden.
No.
Well, at least the ones on the layout don't make
You've got enough horses.
The vet bills aren't that expensive.
You've got enough horses.
The vet bills aren't that expensive.
Well, I would say there's probably going to be a lot of scenery on the layout, isn't there? So there's plenty of room for the horses.
Thank you. I said, you know, at first he was like, the farm, you don't really need any. And this was when it was for little ones. So when it was just for board, it was more horses, because horses are a passion of mine. But obviously now I've got this full scene. I said to him, I want to try and turn it into like a full working farm. So we should see how it goes. But I've even said to him, in terms of the horses, because you can never have too many. Right. Even on like mountains and things, you have horses there.
Wild horses.
Jason, I know where your unsubscribe button is. You know that, don't you?
And we've got lots more questions coming in, but I'm going to actually throw one in, and this is just this comes regarding scenery. Your inclines, how are you going to dress them?
I've got a plan for.
The gimbal.
Hello. That just died on us.
No, bear with us.
No, it's okay. I think the gimbal didn't like the question.
I think the gimbal didn't like the question at all. Right. You're going to behave there. Yes.
Andy Hot Dog said ding ding round 2 as well.
Yeah. What we're going to do, if someone comes out of the way of the corner for a minute.
I am away.
If I can do this. In that far corner there, because we've got an ugly piece of conduit in there, and I can't hide it because it's an outdoor power source out there as well.
Chop off because
That in particular, and what I'll probably do, reset this camera back. Come back, guys. Come back.
Oh, I can come back now.
Come
I'm allowed.
Yeah, you're allowed. What I'm going to try and do is try and bring, well, someone else is decorating, obviously. Bring the mountains down to one side of the incline.
Right.
And then possibly bring a hill down the other side of it so that the actual incline sort of flows through. So the trains are going for a cutting.
Yeah.
And then what we're doing here.
As if the railway's been cut into the hillside.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Got you. Right, we've got so many questions come through now. Next one from Simon. Have you seen the DB Schenker? Simon, this is a little joke because he knows I hate DB Schenker livery. Have you seen the DB Schenker livery and do you like it?
See the what?
I can't say I've heard of it. It's another one of those like when you.
Is that one of those things you Google and regret it? It sounds terrible.
It's a bright red machine, DB Schenker.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
yeah.
It's the bright red livery on trains.
Oh, so he's actually saying that to wind you up?
Yes, I know he is, Simon.
That was the laughing face.
You know, although I've got one, I've got that for a reason. One, it was a gift, but two, this used to belong to DB Schenker. It now belongs to DRS, this locomotive, and is actually been put into a retro intercity livery. I'll just bring it to full screen so you can see it.
I was going to say, we're looking at it like.
You got to let me do this. There you go.
Don't mention
That's a class 37 in DB Schenker livery. DRS actually own this locomotive now. It's 37419, and it's in model form in DB Schenker. The wife bought it me for a joke, but there was a connection with the joke that this is actually now a DRS locomotive, which is what I'm a big fan of. And it's been, if you ever see a class 37 on anywhere around in the North Wales area in an intercity livery, that's this locomotive, because that's what DRS painted it up into.
Do I get banned if I say I like it?
No. Someone's got to like it. Big bright red machine.
I've got no taste.
Thanks.
Speaks volumes.
Moving on with the next question from Flymo. Is there any plans to go right round the room, and what will you cover the door gap with if you did? Early days yet? Sorry if you said already.
No, unfortunately, no, because as I say, part of that's the other side of this shed is taken up by a fridge, a freezer, very shortly, I think a dryer. So there's not going to be a lot of room. What we have discussed, and I don't know what anybody's thoughts about it.
Discussed. You started it yesterday, sidetracking again.
No.
Wait.
G-gauge.
Oh, I thought you were going on about the.
No, G-gauge. Going outside.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
We'd like to do that.
Layout. Watch this space, do we say?
Maybe in a little while, not quite yet. I know the handy thing being a couple, I think, with purchasing is one can't purchase and have a go at the other. You both go into a model store, and as long as you both come out with even amount, no one can have a go. Even.
Right.
An even amount.
Yeah.
Unless I can come out with more scenery than new bits you want.
I was just going to say, the evenness is about here at the moment. I'm down here, and you're up there.
Sorry, you just bought the lights. You can be buying the ballast.
Who are the lights for?
Not all for me.
Scenery.
Not all for me.
Scenery.
Round 3 maybe. But Andy's just put a grace gauge. But yeah.
Yeah, she is only little.
But good things come in small packages.
What happened?
That patio is getting closer and closer. Might get it done in time for summer.
Moving on. This is the next question is for Grace then. How's the card gluing going?
To be honest, I ended up using that rocket glue on the last live, and Yeah, it dries a heck of a lot quicker than the PVA. Obviously, the sod's law thing of it is I was just dubious to try it. And then I tried it on a bit and I glued it to the wrong thing.
Oh.
Because the instructions were an older set, so they're laid out slightly different.
Right.
I'd read it wrong, and you had Jerry on there going, no, it's not the one. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought, it's the rocket glue, it sticks really well. And I was like, of all the times for me to use it, it went wrong. But to be honest, I do love the glue. It's a lot easier for setting. I have got to get used to the consistency. It's a little bit more watery as such.
Yeah.
But the amount you use is half of PVA. So definitely will feature more on the models. I might have still used PVA for some bits. Because let's be honest, it's not the cheapest glue. If people are doing it on a budget, if people watching in, PVA is still good. I think the only thing, especially with me on my lives, is nobody wants to see me sitting there for 5 minutes holding a bit of card. So it depends really on, as well, how long you want it to take and things like that. But it is a cracking glue. I really do recommend it to anyone. And thank you for those who did to me.
Next question. Would you ever consider a switch from 00 to a smaller gauge? Well, we've mentioned G gauge, Grace gauge.
We have discussed this one at great length as well.
We have actually, yeah.
Like you said, when do you ever finish it? But obviously there's going to be a time where you can't put any more lampposts or buildings or bits of grass or anything like that, or horses. There's already too many. Whenever we get to that point, we have already decided that we're going to go from 00 to N gauge.
Oh.
Not sure how long that's going to take, and a layout like this, how long it will take to build, but...
Yeah.
Well, another watch this space. We're getting some secrets here from the team, the duo, about what's coming up. Let's move on with the next question, and that is from Peter Jackson. Will Grace be painting the back scene?
This is also, everyone seems to be reading our minds. This is quite scary.
Nobody wants
You had all your questions. With the back scene, it is something I have thought of doing, but it's definitely something I'm going to be practicing first. Because with my art, I'm more a pet portrait artist. So I'm used to drawing animals and, to be honest, in graphite. So I have had work with acrylic, but I have found out that watercolour seems to be best, what a lot of people use for their back scene. So it's something that possibly I'm going to have a practice with, maybe just do a picture myself, see how it goes. Because
you can tailor it to the individual area then, can't you?
But I've noticed people commented, about the perception. It's so hard to get that perception. It's like you're looking at a photo, isn't it? And like you're in the road.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be looking at some photos maybe and just having a practice. So at the moment, the plan is there for me to do the back scene when I get a chance to actually practice, the way the last few weeks have been. But if not, we will buy it. But I really would like to try and do it myself. It just depends how well it looks. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so watch this space for that one, I think.
Oh, I've just seen a comment from Jeff Reedman. He's joined us. Good evening, Jeff. He's joined us. Is his name for the G gauge railway Brookside? If Grace gets her way with the patio. Thank you very much, Jeff. I think, that's a good one. If anyone likes Brookside,
and I can call it Grace gauge.
That's going back somewhere, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah, and I'm rewatching it at the moment. I'm watching Brookside on STV.
I think I actually remember that episode as well.
Yes, Under the Patio. It's got a long way to go with the rerun at the moment before we get back to that. But yeah, I remember it back in its day. Classic. Right, so moving on, let's find the next question. Or have we caught up? Oh, hang on, I just saw something then. Here we go, from Flymo. So have you got your actual garden in or on the layout? Oh, no, it's talking to Clybridge. Right, okay. That was a question from Flymo to Clybridge. I think we've caught up with the questions, but I've got another question. Now, obviously, a lot of people probably don't know this, but you said about your card building. You said about that it's David Junction, but when you started doing some of your live streams, Grace, you did a particular build.
The fire station, you mean?
Correct.
Bear with me.
Oh, here we go, fetching it.
Yes.
Don't worry, Rob. We're gonna get it to you and your electronics in a moment.
Oh, see, it's not all about me.
Not sure where this is going.
What? I'm sure it's not.
It's at the fire station, not a whole lot.
Well, this kind of goes with it. I'm imagining he's going to ask me what my plan is to do with it. So obviously, this is the fire station that took quite a few lives to build.
Yeah.
Right around.
I am lucky with John in that. That's the front because it's a red door and the double doors.
That's me told.
But I am quite lucky that because I'd never done a kit before, John actually, well, technically my fault. Valentine's Day, I actually ordered him the set that I was going to build and ordered it. Oh, you've caught it.
No, it's a disconnection again.
It's probably going to sleep.
Rob.
Mine or the gimbals. There we go.
So yeah, because I ordered it wrong, he turned around and said, well, I can use it anyway for my layout and you can make it if you want as a practice, which especially because of how important all the fire station and bits is, for me, it was just so important that I had that. And it did help the live streams because I had a better clue than the last one that went on for 3 hours. But the plan is to obviously have the fire station and we're looking at a crash scene. So we've obviously got some of the models here. We have shown them on our videos. But for anybody new, we did find these to actually include on the...
Dumb question, where's the ambulance?
The ambulance is over there and the police car.
Okay.
And also, if I remember on one of your videos, you showed the Royal Air Force fire engine.
Aha! As if I read your mind.
I really do like that.
See, this isn't actually going to be on its scene. Let's get it right way. The scene itself. But again, it's just to Rob's dad. We're thinking maybe the heritage, didn't we?
Yeah.
We thought because it is an older one, putting it maybe as part of the heritage side of things, looking back on time. But again, this is the one he would have driven, so it is so important. And
one of the ones.
Well, one of them, yeah. But obviously, with being a scene of a crash and that, we have got an ambulance, police car, and that to put in as well. But obviously, this has been the first, and this is just the main part, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've obviously got towns and things to build, but that's just a really important one to us. I know it's, to those of you who have seen the kit, the shutters and things we haven't put on yet, all the signs. That's just because we've not completely decided what we want to do with the shutters yet.
Needs the Welsh ones, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bangor fire station.
Oh yeah, we need the
Bangor
signs, don't
County
we?
Fire Station.
But the shutters and that, we've just not decided whether we're going to have them open, closed. So someone did, I can't remember who, and I do apologise, someone did suggest blue tack. So we might probably do that, but at the moment, because it's nowhere near to going on the scene, just keeping safe stored away, because the only thing with those shutters is after you glue them, they become very brittle. That's the one thing I've noticed with the doors. So they're just safely put away at the moment, ready to then put them on when we want them. So that's the build I'm most happiest with.
We've got a John Wilcox in the chat saying, just wondering if Rob is going to survive the night.
Really?
Is he really saying that? Is he really saying that? How long's he been watching?
I don't know.
Is this our mystery?
That is the genius.
Well,
That is the mystery genius, man. Welcome, John.
Could be
Thank you for
unrelated.
joining us.
But if that is the gentleman, that is the genius.
There we go. So we introduced to you Rob, Grace, and John. RGJ.
Yeah.
I hold the laptop up. This is John.
No,
Thank you very much
without
for
John,
dropping in. Sorry?
without John, this wouldn't even be running because, like I said to you, these models were in a hell of a state.
Well, you put some footage up at the start, didn't you? Because he did take some videos for us as he was going along the process of fixing. And again, we have included them in earlier footage. So if anybody wants to see that, I think it's the third, or we did a video explaining all the logos and that. So if anyone wants to see it, it's on there.
He still has one as well, doesn't he? That's in hospital.
I thought that was Adam's one, my brother's one.
No.
Oh no, it's the one that started.
It's one of the 125s.
Yes.
John still does have one of the 125s, which he fixed for us, and then it decided to break something else.
Oh,
so it's under his tender loving care.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you very much, John, for dropping in and dropping a comment there. So we've got you in to say hello. So everybody say hi to John. He is the third member of the RGJ trains, and as Rob said, he is the genius behind it all, apparently.
Sorry for interrupting you there, Jason. John's actually just said it's fixed now.
Oh, yes, I just see that now in the chat. Yes, it's fixed now. Way there we go. Next question is coming from Andy, the good old Andy. Any in this industry going to be on the layout, like as in mines, quarry, or ready mixed?
We're thinking a quarry, so it would validate the trucks going up the incline. We're thinking a quarry in one of the corners.
Right. Yes. Good point. There we go. That's the answer to that. Yes. Looking forward to the quarry. I've seen a quarry on a couple of layouts, and they always look fantastic. So yeah, I look forward to that indeed. Question from Peter: will you be putting lighting into the fire station?
Yes, at the moment, obviously, I'm desperate for Rob to get the track done, but we have got the plans to obviously light up quite a lot of the buildings. He'd already had a play with some of the electrics, so in the heritage side, he put a light in there. So there is plans to do lighting up of buildings. We've just not decided if we're going to do it as we're building or after the fact. I think once we get the track fully running, then that's when the scenery is really going to start coming on, and Rob will do the electrics while I do the scenery and things. So
and again, a nod to John whilst he is in the chat. It was John that bought the now I've been told voltage controllers, and I've also been corrected as buck something. I can't remember the exact word. Apologise to those of you that have mentioned it. It was John that fetched those, got them mounted under the mounted under the board.
I was going to mention them. I think I've called them voltage regulators. I think that is one of the terms for them. But yeah, they're called buck something. Even I've forgotten what that is. You've got me there.
Won't it work if we just go, who's in the flip, what's it? Everybody knows what this means.
Thingamajig.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Jeff Reedman's just put it in the chat. Buck converters.
That was it. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Well done, Jeff. You've got that one on the nose. We've got a question, actually, from Craig of New Durham Junction. How do all at RG? Is there any future updates coming?
Yeah, we're hoping to do another episode this week, and I'm kind of hoping somebody's going to do another live, preferably not crossing other people's lives.
Anybody can live stream whenever they like.
I get people. It just makes people get a chance to multitask.
Right. Okay.
You say men can multitask. Is this not the chance? A lot of our viewers, there are some lovely ladies, but majority men. Am I not trying to help and prove that men can multitask? Which, to be fair, everyone did pretty well. Everyone was commented saying, "Oh, I'm watching both at the same time and flipping back and forth." So.
Yeah, hopefully Grace, maybe tomorrow night, Grace will be on a live. Hopefully that's not treading on anybody's toes. We will be doing another episode this week, hopefully including, and do not hold me to this, or you, hopefully a live running of a train.
Ooh. Will that be on the incline line or the inner line?
That will be on the incline line. As long
Is
as I get it pinned down.
Is the inner area done now? Is it stuck down?
The outer one needs pinning. The inner one, I have got a little bit more of sorting out to do, because, well, there was a kind of a flaw in my plan when I placed a manhole cover for reaching. Again, another YouTube subscriber suggested it, but I put it in a rather gammy place, and now I have to work the track around it, which has dented my plan.
Right. Right. Oh, what's this now? Jeff says, quick tip for you. If you are putting lighting into buildings, then add it while building and feed any wires through the base if you pay dividends. Ah, right. Yeah. So add the light. That's an idea. Because obviously with some kits, Metcalf kits, are obviously sealed, enclosed areas within the kits. So yeah, potentially it's an idea to put build. The gimbal's gone sleep again. So potentially an idea to put some lighting in the kit as you're actually building, and then just leave the wires trailing out through the base for the future.
I think Jeff did actually. It might be Jeff, or it might be. I know someone did comment that before. I think at the moment, because we're just trying to get this layout started, and obviously, like you said, it's part of it in building. It is for content. Is some of it has been done without the lights, and like the donated buildings, we've got to go through them, decide what we want. So I think it's going to be a mix mash of some that are already pre-made. We obviously can't take apart, and some of them need fixing. Some might get the chance, but we do plan as we build some to add the lights in. That's kind of Rob's expertise, so that's definitely not mine. So
yeah, I mean, what I've seen online is a few people have gone down the line of LEDs, and a few people have gone down the line of these the strip LEDs that you stick onto walls and ceilings and stuff, things like that, and just cutting sections off that. But the thing is, we've got going against us is the brightness and colour, because obviously we want to keep it in the 80s, and there was no LED lighting as such in the 80s.
Yeah, it was all incandescent lights, and
and they were all yellow, weren't they?
Yeah,
it was Everard Junction.
It was Everard Junction. Yeah, for anybody looking for that kind of thing, we've watched quite a few of his Everard Junctions, and he's doing 80s as well.
Yeah,
and one
the king of model railways.
One I particularly remember is the car park to the train station, and like you said, it's looking at others, and we're still learning ourselves. You know, we've never said we know what we're doing. We've basically said we have no clue what we're doing. Come and enjoy the laughs and the fails and things, but it is something obviously Rob's going to have a play with and getting what you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully do that as lives as well. Not lives. Do that as part recordings as well, having to play with different lighting.
If you're looking for lighting to give that yellowy effect, get warm white, because that gives a more of a yellowy effect. Obviously, the lower the voltage is, the more yellowy it'll give.
People
are.
Quick question, not train related, from Mike at Putnam Junction. How's Mum's leg?
She's not the happy bunny. She went to have her stitches out yesterday. It's not knitting too well, so they didn't take them out. She's going back tomorrow. Personally, I'm not holding my hopes up. It's not knitting together properly because of the nature of the laceration.
No.
It's cut deeply into one part and feathered the other side, so it's not a nice, neat, clean cut, and they never heal well.
No. Well, we wish her well.
We all wish her well. Which isn't helping.
No.
So she's being stubborn like Mum too.
John's just said something there. Actually, grain of wheat bulbs work great for 80s light effect.
Can you screenshot that?
Oh, we can tell us after.
Oh yeah,
I've got in fact, I'll follow on from that. The grain of wheat bulbs are what you find in the lighting of the front of old HSTs.
Oh,
that's the grain of wheat bulb.
Learn something new every day.
That's handy to know.
Yeah,
and John can show me them.
There you go. So yeah, if you can find anyone that's got lots of HST spare bits and bobs just knocking about, maybe at a toy fair or something, if you see anyone in a scrap box, scoop them up. Could be ideal for you.
Not a bad idea.
So let's have a look. What have we got? Any more questions? Brian's just saying, actually, I use transparent orange paint on LEDs as grain of wheat bulbs give off too much heat. Yeah, they do. They can give off, but if you lower the voltage right down on them, they don't give off too much heat then.
Yeah.
And Flymo says, keep an eye on the pound shops for grain of wheat bulbs. They are also called grain of rice bulbs. All right. I didn't even know that. That's something I've learned.
Seen them somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen grain of rice bulbs somewhere.
And Newland says, you can use Captain Tape to cover the LEDs to give them an older lighting effect.
That's really handy to know. Thank you to all of you. What we'll do is we'll run through it afterwards.
What's that then? John's just said as well, we'll give you some when I see you next, but you've got to remind me.
John, thank you. And
Cheers,
to
buddy.
everyone, John has been brilliant with all of this. He says reminding him because we all know what our memory can get like, but he's the one that has been brilliant in sourcing things for us. And while we get on to everything he learned doing his, he's now passing his knowledge on to us as well as everyone else that's commented and things. And like we said, we've always appreciated it. It's not a case of, oh, don't tell me how to do it. We know we're new to it, and all these comments are just brilliant. Things we wouldn't have even thought of.
Yeah.
We'll take a few more questions in a moment. I'm just going to ask Rob a question now about electronics.
Stand out the way.
How have you found the buck converters, the regulators?
Well, to be honest, like I said, John introduced me to them. I had a history of working with mains electrics, 240 volts. So I can't pretend to understand layout electrics, although I know the reasoning behind it. So when John explained to me how to set these up, and I've mounted them up on a block underneath the board and everything like that, obviously sitting there having to play with them, making sure that I've got the 4 different voltages set on them. So having to play with those, but it is so simple, and literally, if I could do it, anybody can, basically.
Well, you showing them, obviously, I've saw the video and I was like, they're good. So I bought some myself. So on my channel, there's going to be some videos coming up showing me setting them up for lighting areas on my layout where I feel that the lighting is a little bit too bright, and using instead of using resistors, it's best to use the converters. And I've seen them your video on it, and it really gave me inspiration there to get myself some to try them out and see if they are the better alternative. And I've got a feeling they might very well be the better alternative.
Well, as I say, I've had these sets of street lamps and that, and they do come with the resistors. But obviously, with this buck converter, you don't have to worry about that, because if you set the street lamps up and you think, oh, they're a bit too bright, you can just turn the voltage down. It's that simple. Yeah,
instead of having to take a resistor off, putting a better, stronger one on, and that, you can literally just turn it, and you can visibly see it getting dimmer as you turn the little tiny screw. Just say good evening to Stephen Cameron joining us. Good evening. He says, hi guys, everyone okay? We are. Thank you very much for joining us. We have a question from Peter Jackson. Will RGJ be going to any shows soon? I think there's one in Conway or Llandudno area.
Yes, in the summer.
In June, is that right?
It's when it's warmer anyway. I just knew it would be warmer.
Okay, Grace says when it's warmer. Yeah, we're going to hope to. We missed out on the last crew one. We're hoping to go to the next crew one. And there is one in either Conway or Llandudno. We just need to find the date on it. Or if anybody wants to drop the date in your comments, and we'll do a little hunt for it afterwards.
I've got it on my paper somewhere. As your secretary.
Just so there's the Rail Riders event at the Creatory Centre on the 10th and 11th of June, and the Old Sage and Model Railway exhibition at Bentley, just literally round the corner from my house, is, I think, this year the 6th and 7th of November, I think, but I could be completely wrong. I'm just going on a guess, because next year's a leap year, did you know?
Okay. Well, if we're coming just around the corner from your house, you can supply the apple pie.
I'm a kettle.
Oh yes, I did enjoy my apple crumble the other night, by the way.
I think if we do go into any shows like we did to the one in I'm trying to think. No, one we went to Llangefni. One in Llangefni. We'll do the same again on the communities page. I know not everybody knows. It's gone again.
Nope.
Not everybody knows that it's there. We are trying to show people that it's there because I know you post on it as well, and it's easy to miss it. But we will always try and post it on there or Facebook that we're going. So if anybody wants to meet us, you know, face to face, you might have nightmares after seeing this face for too long, but you know, we will always say when we're planning to, just so we can get to meet faces behind, you know, all the help of people that have helped us. So
hi, saying I use GMRI to control all lights in my town using fast clock. I know what GMRI is, but I've never heard of fast clock. Well, thank you for that information. Hermitage Roads joining us in the chat. Good evening to you. For those of you who have joined us recently in the last few minutes, this is Rob and Grace of RGJ Trains. You'll find Jay in the chat, aka John Wilcox. They are a trio. We mainly see the duo in action, and Grace is the keen live stream modeler building kits, and Rob is the track layer at the moment.
when he does it.
When I do it.
And the electronics whiz kid alongside John. Oh, right. We've just been informed the Osage crew one is the 11th and 12th of November. Got it. It's the following week. 11th and 12th of November this year.
Right. We'll grab that from the chat.
Brian and Phillington saying, we are full of useless information.
No, it's not useless. It's not. It's the same going back to the comments and hints and everything. None of it's useless.
So
now, if you want useless information on horses, I can give you that all day long, but that one you might not want to. So
let's just do this. Right. Oh, no, I didn't want to remove. I want to add that. There we go. So RGJ Trains. I'm just going to do a quick refresh on that because that number, I don't know if you've been monitoring it yourselves.
Not on
no,
our
to
side.
be honest, Wiz.
Your subscriber count has gone up about 100 while we've been on air.
No way.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, it's on 2.01 now.
2016.
All right, showing 2000. Still showing a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Brayton Junction saying, "Got to go now. Take care. The useless question is the river is useless question. What? The useless question. The useless question is the never. There never is a useless question. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I understand that one. Yeah. So RGJ Trains, Rob and Grace, fantastic couple that enlightened the hobby with their channel and their videos and streams recently. Please do check them out. It's been an absolute honor for having join us tonight. They are a very busy couple from the North Wales coast. If you're up that way, give them a nudge. You might see them at shows, exhibitions, or shops. Rudlin models, especially.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Please, if you haven't
and
already,
they've got an online presence for anybody looking, isn't it? They're online, so
yes.
If you see something, let them know.
So, thank you very much to the pair of you joining us. Please do check out their channel. Grace, you doing a live potentially tomorrow?
Hoping to, yeah. Obviously, we have mentioned before with work, with the ambulance, because we don't just do patient transport, things like mental health. When we're working on the day, we can get a call at 11 o'clock at night. So hopefully I plan to get on. But again, you know, all my folks are coming up. So it depends. My folks are coming up for the week, so things might be a little bit chaotic, but I will try and get one tomorrow night, and we'll try and keep people updated on the communities page. So try and keep an eye out. The reason I don't do like you and like do a plan live is just we don't always know. So I'll try to get in the habit of posting that I plan to at least on the day so people have an idea. Not when you're going live though, I promise.
Stanover Model Railway is just letting you know there that don't forget Rob and Grace, Captain Static is always available to do your static grassing as and when you get to that stage.
We might be fighting us for it. We're kind of looking forward to that stage. It will be a fight here between us of who gets to use it.
So yeah,
we'll be taking hints off John for that because what he's done with his is amazing.
So absolutely fantastic to have you come and join us. Please do check out if you're watching this on the replay after watching this live stream afterwards. Please do check out the channel. There is going to be a link. There is a link in the description anyway of this video, or you can find it over in the live chat after it becomes available. Please do check them out. Subscribe to them. They are absolutely wonderful couple that are really bringing a light light at the end of the tunnel. Hey, how did you see
that was as bad as my sidetracking one.
Yeah.
We thank him dearly for joining us. We look forward to seeing more videos and live streams coming from you. And one day, the patio might be laid. But thank you.
He's behaving at the moment. They say a man is always in the proverbial. It's the depth that there is. But Jason as well, we just want to say a huge thank you as well for inviting us onto your live stream. Like we said, like we said, you know, people have followed us again from tonight. So again, you're helping us build it. But a massive thank you to you and also to all our followers. You know, the support is just, it's amazing. You know, we went onto some of the Facebook pages and the support wasn't there. Well, the support's there, but it's not like on my channel and that with live. But just a massive thank you for having us tonight as well. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As I said, the patio is not needed yet, but watch this space.
Rob's going to be sending me some nasty messages after this.
Already got them written up.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I know you're a very busy lifestyle, and I'll let you get on with things and enjoy the rest of the show. We look forward to seeing you again in the near future, either on a live stream or out in the shows.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Take very good care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Huge thank you then to Rob and Grace for joining us. It's been an absolute blast tonight chatting with those. They are such a brilliant couple, and I'm looking forward to a lot more videos coming and live streams from their channel. If you haven't already, which you probably already have because their subscriber numbers are shooting up, they're showing that it is possible to get subscribers here for model railway content and have fun at the same time. You will find links, I'll say, in the description of their channel, and everybody else that my moderators have been posting links to other channels in the chat for you to go and check out. Remember, every channel you do check out, make sure you interact with that channel. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. Hit the bell and select all at the very top to make sure you don't miss any uploads from any channel that you are subscribed to. Because you never know, you might miss that one important video that's really special to you by not clicking that bell and clicking that all button. Going to leave things pretty much from there for tonight. Thank you all for joining us. But before you do go, an announcement to make that next week's live stream of this YouTube Tuesday will be at the earlier time of approximately 5 p.m. It will be earlier, and there will be another special guest. Check out and keep an eye out on my social media for Barnabas Junction and the community tab of the channel for a little bit of a hint that will be coming up throughout this week about who that special guest will be. Stay posted on all social media. Links to my Barnabas Junction social medias can be found in the description also below. And also, if you want to become a channel member, you can also find links for that as well. But until next week, I thank you dearly for joining me and having fun with us and saying hi to RGJ Trains. Thank you very much for John also for joining us and giving us some inspiration about the behinding of RGJ Trains. Make sure you do subscribe. But until next time, you take very, very good care of yourselves. You enjoy your modelling. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Enjoy the sun. Have a great Easter. Until next time, take very good care of yourselves. I will see you very soon. In fact, probably this time next week. Well, a little bit earlier. Stay posted with my social media and community tab for the exact time of next week's live stream with that special guest. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep on modelling. Bye.